Hello. Okay, welcome to the Pink Prism event. And the date is really important. So it's the 21st of January, and there's a whole lot of reasons why we're doing this. I keep clicking people in. Okay, so I'm very excited, and there's a bunch of unusual things are happening. For some reason, I don't have a shoulder, so I'm just going to say, great, then we know it's evidence that I'm in another dimension with you all. So we've got that. That's bugging me. So Pink Prism event, I want to let you know what we're doing, and then we're going to do it. So I want to oh, here's my mother coming online. Yay. So I will share a little bit about why we're doing this and what dreams and visions I've had about this. And yeah, so I'll be sharing all of that in one caboodle. And then I'll share the focus of, for today, the focus words, the focus energies. Then I'm going to invite Adrian on, who's right here, Adrienne Goff, because really this event is about a lot of us joining together. And this event for me truly feels like it's me, Adrian, and Sixtina. And I'll share more about who these lovely people are. So it was really a collaborative thing that we've been doing behind the scenes. And I don't even know how to explain what it is that we're doing. But the point is, there's a lot of us around the world that are doing this type of stuff. So this is about us sharing. So there's that. So I'll share my part. Adrienne will share her part. Then we will open it up to everybody else sharing. And then after that, I will be channeling the group energy force field so that we get to grab, catch, hold on, and then digest and integrate these energies that are coming in. I have been nicknaming them the pink prism plasma energy, and I've been seeing more and more people, channelers, healers, saying this in their own way. So there's something big that we're all grasping, and that's what's getting me really excited. So we have that, and then after all of that, then we're basically done. So there's time to talk and there's time to interact. Actually, Adrian, I'm going to ask you if there's anything you wanted to add to the intro part before I go into my sharing.
Just that I feel really honored to be a part of this group with everybody. There's been so much energy I feel hitting this planet, especially since 2023 happened. I think a lot of us are feeling it and tapping in. Things feel really accelerated, almost like in fast forward, and there's a lot of energy we're processing. So, I've just been working with these crystal skulls, these star beings, these energies with Alessandra, and we're just delighted to be able to open up a forum for everybody to share, because we all have pieces of the puzzle. And we're putting it together, and we are all in this together. So thank you, Alessandra, for creating this space and moderating it for us.
Thank you, Adrian. All right, so I do want to hear from everybody, but first I want to share, set the tone. So honestly, this maybe momentum and this energy might have started quite a while ago. Hey, actually, as far as past lives ago, me, Adrian, and Sixtina maybe being on other planetary realms, dimensions, maybe we're living crystals. That feels right. That's as far back, one way of saying it, but really it was maybe a year ago. I've been in Italy about a year and a half, and it was about a year ago that me, Sixtina, and Adrian, mute yourselves, please, if you can. So me, 16, and Adrian started doing some work together, like I know so many other people are. And so we've been doing some things, and it's been really exciting because, as usual, everybody is really good at something or several things, but then we have overlaps. So it's really exciting if I don't know something that then 16 or Adrian can explain it better, and I know they're masters, and then I get to feel, well, I'm a master in this and this. Okay, great. So it just feels lovely to be collaborative, but also to feel so good and strong in our own space. So fast forward to January 6th, which was the day of, I'm going to show you that today is all about show and tell and showing physical objects. So It all started actually with the new year turning and with the Pope that had already stepped down. When he passed away during the turning of the new year. So from 2021, he passed away, and 2023, there was this buzz. And I had a dream, and I just felt real. Instead of it being a dream or a memory, it felt like something was happening. And there was all this pink energy in the Vatican, and there was the Pope, and I could just see his hands, and he had a crystal key that he was handing over. And I saw the key, and I was intrigued because it was an ankh and crystal. And then I was like, well, wait, who's he passing over the key to? Like, we know once a pope goes away, then there's another pope, right? So what's this dream about? And then I noticed, whoa, there was all these hands. And then I was there too when we were receiving the crystal key. And I thought, oh, so that just felt very good. So that was the turning of the year. So then there is January 6th, the day of the Good Witch, and I'm going to show you the Good Witch. And I was invited to go into the Vatican to be sort of part of the procession. It was where we were the girlfriends. So my sister has a boyfriend who was dressed up as a Roman soldier to be in the procession going into the Vatican, into St. Peter's. And that just felt like a huge call. Like I felt invited. So the Good Witch is the Befana. Oh my goodness. What is funny about this is she's a brand name. I think it's the same brand name that makes Nutella. And this is Kinder, the Kinder chocolate. Maybe it's a sister company. But this is what we have in Italy on the day of the Epiphany, the day of the Three Magi. And it's the Befana. And so I understand the Befana. Wait, actually, she has her broom. So the Befana is connected to, of course, witches, medicine women, and flight, which means shamanic flight, but she's really linked to Goddess Diana. So I was thinking, Goddess Diana, big connection. So I don't want to put her down. I'll put her here. So in preparing for the Vatican, I was talking to Sixtina and Adrian. I think it was Sixtina that might have told me that there was, hey, do you know that in St. Peter's, you're going to be in St. Peter's, there's a big giant pink obelisk, pink granite. And so that was already triggering me to remember the energy of the dream with the pink energy around the Pope. And so I was connecting with a lot of friends around the world, Adrian and Sixtina, and it just felt like there was this big teamwork. And it also felt like legions and legions of, call it beings, our spirit guides that were with us at St. Peter's. And I could see torrents of energy coming down. And I was excited because I wasn't there to do it necessarily. I was there to witness it and maybe help anchor it, hopefully. Luckily, I believe in crystals and friends so that everything doesn't have to overload my body. And so I was using crystals. I brought one of these. These are the plasma pillars that I work with. And I brought this to help. I always work. For me, the one-stop shop is quartz. I use everything with quartz. Cleaning, clearing, activating, charging, all of that. But I wanted to have the focus not be just my body for being there, but knowing that there's so many of us that were joining in receiving these energies. Adrian, do you mind if I call on you?
Oh, sure, absolutely. My goodness, we felt so much excitement coming in about this download that Alessandra had gotten about this big event happening on January 6th, and so we all started kind of tapping in. And what was interesting, it was this pink, prismatic rainbow frequency that we knew was going to be anchored and was going to make a big positive difference, like a shockwave. So, I think a lot of us, Alessandra put that out and a lot of us saw it. And I think it really felt resonant to so many of us that there was something big going on. So I know probably other people on this call too, we all felt like we were a part of it. And we all probably contributed to anchoring this energy or working with it in our own unique ways. Like I know Alessandra knows people all over the world and people were building crystal grids. I built a crystal grid. Sixtina, other people. So I think we were all a part of this movement. But what was interesting for me was like around the time that all of this was happening, Miss Beautiful Sixtina, she puts out the most amazing crystal skull offerings that you will ever see. Now, I'm a crystal person. I've been a crystal person for decades, and I've been collecting. I'm sitting in a room of them now. But something happened, like an explosion happened at the beginning of 2022 with Sixtina putting these offerings out. And Alessandra was like, hey, look at this. And I was like, whoa. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to buy one of these that she's putting out. And the moment the first one came to me and I held it, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what Sixtina has done to these skulls, but they are next level. They are a whole other frequency. And so one of the things I appreciate about her is she has this expert ability to midwife, attune, activate these star beings and these dragon skulls to very specific galactic energies and frequencies. And it creates almost like an interface to where it helps you to be able to tune into something in a much stronger, deeper way. And it's a conduit for those energies to come in. Now, the reason I'm saying all that, so I started with one, and by the end of the year, I had a council of 12 star beings. Okay, so it's an addiction, but it's a wonderful thing. And at the end of the year, she was putting out this beautiful dragon that Alessandra saw, the pink dragon, pink aura. And it was like, whoa. So she claimed that immediately. But then Sixtina says, there's a corresponding star being. Of course, it is now in my possession because I have no self-control whatsoever. Also, I have been really thinking about this energy because part of this pink prism energy we are ascertaining is that it is coming from Antares, which is a specific star place. Now, there are other energies we believe are also connected to it. It's probably a collective effort from many different places and star races and beings in other dimension. But Antares was a big piece of it. So I had to get my Antares piece. Which I can talk about more later. But, I ordered that on the last day of 2022, and my life has not been the same since then. So anyway, all this anticipation about Alessandra being boots on the ground in St. Peter's on January the 6th, when we knew this big pink energy was coming in to shake everything up in the most beautiful, best ways. So I built a grid, and let me tell you what happened. I've got a crystal room in here. And I built this grid and it took up the entire floor. It was a gargantuan grid. And I basically recreated what was happening in the Vatican in my house. So I had like a mini version, like a crystal map. So it had the big obelisk that Alessandra was just talking about, the pink granite obelisk, which was a big focus point, right? There's also a Vesica Pisces that is located in St. Peter. So I had a Vesica Pisces symbolism in my grid. Then I had a big pink spiral coming from above, representing that pink energy. And then we had another spiral, a dark spiral going down into the earth because we're grounding this pink light. So I had that running in my house. And let me tell you, it was so strong. I was getting buzzed all day. And then it was, when Alessandra was actually in there, I'm in Texas. So it's the middle of the night. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep tonight. And I'm going to trust that my soul is going to be there with her doing what we're going to do. But let me tell you, sleep was really impossible that night. I kept waking up at key moments all night long, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 2:22. And I'm like, okay. And I immediately could feel that pink energy and I could feel Alessandra down there rocking it. And so we're just all sending support. And I talked to other people who were tuning in and they all had the same experience. Even if we're in a different part of the world, we all felt it at the same time. Like my friend Bridget, she saw some kind of a big pink flash of light in the middle of the night come through her room. So something big was going on. So that was my experience, just on the day of when Alessandra was doing that. And so, yeah, that's my first share. I can pass it over to you.
Thanks. That was perfect. I needed that because I was trying to say too many chunks at once and I needed I needed that sharing. So thank you. What else was I going to say? So I find it very interesting because the energy that was coming in was prismatic and pink, and there was Sixtina with the Antares and Venus energy, and those happen to be my bigger anchor points that I tune in or channeled or used to really bring in strongly, very openly. And then I've been working for a while with this Aldebaran energy, and it's very rainbowy. So this physical item to me brought all of those together, and it really represented that feeling. And so it felt, I know what it was. It feels like there's a recipe. There's a recipe of energy that has been coming in. And that's why I've been calling it the pink prism. Pink, and then prism is all these rainbow colors. So there's a recipe coming in, and we're all getting it. And I love that we have different words and names. It's important for the human brain to do that, to grab onto that. So we had the Vatican, and then we had yesterday, which I'm trying to bring us all to this present moment. I was invited by my guides. I woke up in the morning yesterday to prepare for today, and I've only recently moved back to Italy. Well, I've been in Italy now as an adult, but I grew up in Italy in a different area as a child. So it's funny being an adult now saying, I'm in Italy, yay. Well, 30 minutes away from my home is, I think I'm getting emotional about it. There's a huge temple. It's carved in the mountain, and it's very big, so that you can have, there's a town living on the temple, just to give an idea. And as I'm talking about it, it feels like Machu Picchu, because if you've been to Machu Picchu, you can tell that the whole multi-tiered temple or temples are essentially a village city on the mountain. This feels similar. Interesting that I'm saying that, because this temple, so that's the town in Italy that I'm talking about, is called Palestrina, and the temple is Il Tempio, temple. And it has polyagonal walls, which they have in Peru. And polyagonal walls, I feel like nobody in Italy knows that they have polyagonal walls, because it's been shushed out of the way, because they don't know how to place it, and because it's before the ancient Romans. So anything before the ancient Romans didn't exist, because in Italy it's a conquered land of the ancient Romans. So I was at this multi-tiered temple, and the temple has been plonked and named and conquered. This is a temple of goddess Fortuna, fortune. I'm like, yeah, like for 5 minutes of its life maybe, but the temple is, in my reality, because I don't believe in current archaeology, I'm going back 10,000 years, 20,000 years, more, who knows? It's so long ago you don't understand, right? Because the concept of the polygonal walls is that they are so precisely engineered that our engineers don't understand how that happened. So back to the temple. I'm at the temple, and I think now I'm realizing, that might have been the least Catholic place I could have been at, because it was least Catholic. It was barely even ancient Roman. It is so big. It's so physically big that on a physical level, it was still maybe intact, and to a certain way, of holding its original purpose, which we don't know, but we can say 20,000 years ago, ancient temple, beautiful stuff. That's just what I'm thinking. And there's a museum, because they turned that place into a museum. So I was there hunting around saying, there's some reason why I'm here other than it's a temple. And so, of course, I found a granite obelisk, a pink granite obelisk. So I thought, it's connecting to the Vatican and to the pink energy. And of course, and I'll post pictures on my blog. But then I saw they had lots of ancient Roman stuff. They even had more recent things from 500 years ago. I'm like, that's recent, that's too recent. I need the older stuff. But I saw a sculpture of a Sibyl. I'm like, haha, we have the oracles. And weren't the Sibyls originally at the Vatican before? So I was there grasping to the little breadcrumbs that I could find. And there was even a sculpture of a person from Africa. And then they labeled it Colombe. And then I had to ask the person, this place Colombe, is this part of the temple structure? She's like, well, it was so popular that it had little regions around the temple, and this one region was called Colombe. I had just found out, Colombe means dove. I had just found out that the black doves was the name that the Greeks and the Romans gave to the original Sibyls, which were from Africa, the original oracles in this space. So I thought, aha, we have enough physical anchor points to honor the more original energy or hidden energy of for humanity. At this moment in time, my anchor points are priestesses and oracles. And for me, they're connected to Medusa energy because that's one thread that I'm picking up. I know so many of us are using other symbols and other threads, but this is, I'm telling you, my adventure to share. And so I thought, okay, so we really have a big presence here. So then I stood at the center top of the multi-tiered temple, and I was kind of tired. We had walked up basically up the mountain to get to the temple, and I was tired, and I thought, well, I don't think we always have to work that hard. I think if we realize there's more of us, that we can just show up, maybe big things can happen. And so when I stood in the anchor point, I just had a flash of a massive grid that I've had up for a few weeks related to this energy. And I thought, oh, the grid is supporting me. Those crystals are supporting me. And all the legions of frequencies and collectives of guides and that they're connecting to, dragons and other ones that I'm loving, they're there. So there was almost like a microchip energy of, I had the image of my grid that was just plonked down, and it went down, 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 down in the earth, under the temple, and there was some sort of a reclaiming of, let's go deeper, let's have dragons, and we love this anchor. And I saw some other of my crystal skulls popping up to say, we're helping, we got this one. And I just felt connection. I think at that point there was a pink star, and it was showing me that ley lines were being reactivated, but they've been reactivated by a lot of us. It's just that we keep doing it to strengthen it. And then I could see ley lines of the cosmic ley lines, whatever that means, and air ones and water ones. So there was just a whole, just more confirmation of interconnecting. Adrian, do you have anything about that? Because I don't remember how communicative I was before I move on to the next point.
Oh, no, I think you're on a really good roll there. I loved hearing what you did yesterday. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. So that catches us all up with the sharing. So this is the point where I say, let's all share. So that's why, Adrian, do you have any other chunks that you wanted to share?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, like ever since this whole thing started at the beginning of this year, I've been really feeling that pink energy and wanting to do a deep dive and understand more about what is this pink prism plasma energy. And in order to help me tap into it and understand it in a better way, that's why I'm obsessed with this star being who I'm calling Auralia. And I've had some pretty wild meditations with her that were relevant to this pink energy. Maybe I'll share a little bit about that. Just to share about what the Antares part of the pink energy and what that seems to be. But first of all, when I got this star being, she just happened to arrive on my doorstep on the morning of January the 6th. So look at how that divine timing is. It was the perfect timing. So I took her out of the box. I oohed, I awed, I just was obsessed. And then of course I added her into the grid. But once I could finally take her out of the grid, I was able to do some really awesome meditation because I wanted to meet these Antarian beings in a deeper way. Like I have some experience with them. I'll just set a little bit of a stage. So I'm in Austin, Texas, Central Texas. And it's interesting because many people might not know this, but Central Texas is a little bit of a power spot. We've got a major ley line running through here. Actually, we've got two. Anyway, there's this land that's about 45 minutes from here. It's sacred family land. It's right on the ley line. There are two mega portals there. And so it's really interesting. When I go out there and I meditate, I've been tuning into some stuff going on in inner earth where I feel like there are new beings who are coming to reside in inner earth. One of those beings happened to be, or a group of them happened to be from Antares. And to me, they looked like a cross between like human, fairy, and they had some ladybug qualities to them. So I was aware that they were there, but I was having a hard time connecting fully. So that's why I like to get a crystal skull, because it actually kind of amplifies and boosts the signal. It connects more clearly to those specific energies, and it makes it easier to grasp. So anyway, that's why I was kind of on the hunt for an Antares skull anyway. And now that I have her, I'd like to share just a little bit about how Antares feels to me and how this pink energy feels, right? So I want to just tell you guys a little bit about what it's like to be in the presence of a being from Antares, because it will knock your socks off. When I went into my initial meditation, first of all, they made me do homework. They said, you have to be in the right space to even be able to interface with the Antarians, because they come from such a high place. So I had to really work on integrating and balancing my masculine and feminine energies. But once I got my own stuff together, when the Antares being came in, there was so much going on. It's like I had to process what she looked like in stages. So I'll just kind of paint a picture for you. So this energy field came in. It was like as big as a 3-story building. That's how gargantuan and big the presence from Antarian beings can be. So she was this huge pink oval. And then I was connecting to, there were 3 oval jewel centers that would maybe roughly correspond with like chakras within ourselves, right? Now, the one in the center was like a heart chakra, and it was like rose aura pink, and it very, very much unifying in love. There was another chakra that was the sacral, and it looked like this. Can y'all see this magenta color? It's so beautiful. This is a ruby lavender quartz. The sacral center was very powerful. It felt like divine creatrix energy. And then there was a third eye center that looked more like this. This is a titanium rainbow aura dragon. So that's the color rays that were up in the head. So it felt like metallic, iridescent peacock colors. Then her head popped into focus, and it was so bizarre. It looked kind of like an upside down triangle with a little bit of roundness on top. So it almost felt like it was humanoid, but it almost had like a mantid kind of look to it. And then there were these big, like kaleidoscopic rainbow eyes, very beautiful and dynamic. And then I sensed these big, long wings coming off of this being that were also more like this, the titanium aura. And then a long, spindly body that was kind of more like magenta, indigo vibe. So I'm just telling you, like, this is just like a kaleidoscope of amazing pink and electric frequency. And the beings felt really plasmic, like crystalline, energetic. So they were really, really beautiful. And so I was trying to get a sense, what are these Antarian beings all about? And some of the main words that were coming into my mind, it was like guardians, overseers, watchers, right? Like they have been kind of sitting back, and they've had their eyes on earth for a very long time, just kind of watching, just kind of overseeing, not interfering, minimal influence, but they've been there. But it felt like something has shifted on this planet that like set off a signal to where, you know, now they're paying attention, and now that maybe they're able to come in and work with us because we need their help, something like that. But their consciousness is so big and so vast, it feels like they have awareness or understanding of multiple levels, dimensions, realities, planes of existence. They see how everything interconnects in a very big picture way that would blow our minds, our little human minds can't even fathom. And it feels like whatever's happening here on Earth right now is rippling out, and it's affecting all these other realities. And because of that, it's like we're on the radar. So I feel like now they're coming in to assist with maybe this pink plasma rainbow energy. They're not alone. I feel like there are many other beings who are in on this project, you know, from different collectives. But the energy itself, I really wanted to understand that. And I really loved what she showed me. She said, basically, this is easier to feel than to understand with words. So I was meditating with Auralia. And I felt just like wave after wave after wave of these high vibration download bliss energies. It was exciting, but it was also cocooning at the same time, right? It felt soothing and comforting. And I was becoming aware of all the little battles that are happening inside of my own body, right? I've been having a few like autoimmune flares and things like this. And she was saying, basically, this energy comes in and it smooths and it cools and it soothes and it puts a stop to the battles, to the us versus them. It's harmonizing energy. It's unifying energy. And it feels like this is the kind of energy that they can bring in, just pure, unconditional love, which heals all of the us versus them, the separation, all the little games we've been playing down here with humanity. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen Avatar, where it's just battle, 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 battle. This is the kind of energy where I feel like they can come in almost as a divine enforcer, bring in this loving, unifying frequency and start to dismantle any distortions, any old programs, any old control grids that have been keeping us in these fight or flight or battle patterns, right? So first, it feels like there's a taking that stuff offline so that we can connect to the true nature of reality, which is we're all one, we're all love, we're all one organism. So that's kind of my download.
Wow, I'm so thankful that you said that, because I feel all of that. And now I'm like, okay, I don't have to explain all of that, because now at some point when we're done with sharing, we get to feel this even more. So all that you said, I said, I'll take some of that. So we get to have our experience too. So thank you, Adrian. Now let's open it up. It's all talk. I think that what I wanted to share, for me, the focus for today, the reason of us meeting today, for me was because I received a lot of messages from people and everybody's experiencing this, whatever this is. So the focus is our intention is our togetherness, and to receive and amplify this energy that we're talking about, and just to also maybe pop up and say, hey, I'm here and I'm doing this. So who wants to talk? And I know there's one person I can count on.
Well, I'll jump in.
Thanks.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. And I know Adrian. So I'm not totally new to these concepts, but Adrian really helped open me up to a lot of this new energy that you guys are talking about. I had a session with her, and I think for me, it put words to feelings and understandings that I've had all along. But again, I'm kind of new to understanding exactly what, the things that you're discussing today. I did go to Greece for a month last August, and that was my feeling. What you were saying about these sacred places and the modern archaeology, I studied archaeology in undergrad. I just think it's so limited that we think that everything happened 25,000, in 25,000 BCE. I just think it's ridiculous. And then I watched the show, the Ancient Apocalypse, which I felt like was a little bit more in line. I don't know if I fully believe everything that he said, but it's helping to kind of just open me up to a lot of different realities that are actually happening. So I guess that's my share.
I love that share. Thank you. Yes, the sacred sites. So I think Ancient Apocalypse is done by Graham Hancock, and he's been speaking up. So I believe he's one of the top people I think he's from a journalist background, who's saying, hey, things are probably much older. And not only are they much older, but they're all interconnected. So that's cool. Thank you, Erica. Mom Lynn, no, I see Jonathan or Jen or someone. Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm Jonathan. Hi, everybody. This is my partner, Jen. So I've been kind of studying with Alessandra a little bit. And I think part of the reason why she asked me to come too was part of what my experience was. I honestly, I didn't know that she was going to the Vatican or anything. And because we were studying a bit together, I felt like this connection with Alessandra, that she was kind of, her energy was around, like we've been kind of working on that. And then I felt her leave, right? Like I was like, oh, what happened? And then me and my partner were pulling cards the one night. And I think it would have been maybe the night or two before. I'm not 100% certain what day it was, but it was right around that when she was there at the Vatican. And it was funny because I felt like this urge to travel in my sleep energetically. And so I used the gateway cards, and it was funny because I pulled the Shambhala one, and I was like, oh, I guess this is where I'm going tonight. So then I had this intention of going to see what came up, right? See what came up around this card. And yeah, so in my dream state, what had happened was I was gone, right? I was instantly gone. I was as a kid again. And Alessandra was there as a young child, and we were kind of floating over this area. And then I was like, oh, is this Shambhala? And then I could hear like these voices kind of like giggling at me in like a cute way, kind of like, no, silly, like this isn't it. You can go there anytime. Like that's somewhere you can go anytime, they're telling me. Like you can go there anytime you want. This is something that they wanted to show me. And then I was like hovering over these two circles that were interconnected, right? And I didn't know that's what the courtyard, I think at some point I did, but I had no idea like that she was there or anything. So then I had saw these two big circles, I can't remember the name for it, but where they overlap. And then I could see all these like symbols like lighting up in the ground. And then as they were kind of like pulsing symbols, and there was like light coming from the cracks. And we were like hovering over top of it, kind of like, just like, holy crap, this is fucking kind of cool. It was like, so we're just like, I was like, wow. And then the symbols started popping out. And then as soon as I started to really see what they were so that I could kind of remember them, that's when I got like pulled out of it, right? Like I literally got pulled out, transported back. And when I woke up in the morning, I was just like, what the F just happened? So then I think I emailed Alessandra like, oh, I had a weird dream with you last night. And then yeah, that's exactly what they are. Yeah. And then she had shared the post, and I was like reading the post, and I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, so definitely something was going on for me, right? So yeah, so that was kind of my share around what happened that night, or around that time. But yeah, so
wow.
thanks for bringing me and let me share.
Hi to Jen. Hey, well, when you're sharing that, first of all, I feel like I got a healing when you said it one time, and then this time it just felt bigger, and I was tapping back in, and it's just wow. So what I like about that, there's so many levels, but what I like about that is that you're a super master. You were there. I feel you were helping me, or we were helping each other, or we were part of many, many, many. But what I like about that is you're present as a master. And then I feel that you were offering your abilities. Then you saw the glyphs or whatever we say coming online. And so my feeling is we are all masters. We just are becoming more aware of it, or we're allowing it to happen. But I feel like we're always upgrading. So I feel like you were there contributing as, let's call you the cosmic wizard. So you were there helping, doing your professionalism. But at the same time, as you were talking now, I thought, oh, I wonder if you got activated and then you were pulled out because you were, like a lot of us, just absorbing too much, and you were curious, like, well, let's take him back. And you're like, but I love sugar. You know, it's like, let's not overdose. So thanks. Woo. Oh. That's it. You have anything else to add? Jen, do you want to say hello? How you feeling, pink energy?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy sleeping next to this guy. Yeah, I didn't have as visual or auditory experience, but definitely there's been huge shifts and so much coming in this new year.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely there's more coming. Like, I feel like this is just the start.
Yeah, it feels like the start, and I'm not the only one saying it, so it must be true. A lot of people are saying this is a start, this is a beginning, this is a new chapter. Thank you, goodness. So yes. Yeah, thanks. I'm calling on other people to share also, and I'm always tempted to ask my mother, but I see someone else. So
I can
thank
share.
you. Yes, I see you.
Hello. I guess what I've been really noticing is I'm fairly, I feel like I've been just sort of waking up to the other possibilities of what exists out there. I've led a pretty what do I say? I guess a pretty standard life, I would say, just not super aware of energies. And just in the last, but just very recently, I feel like I've become a lot more aware of energies coming in different ways that energies are moving. I feel like there's been a big pull towards purging and simplification and just getting rid of old programming. It just feels like a lot of those old programs, even though I've been aware of them for decades and I've been trying to work through them, and it finally feels like I wake up in the morning and I realize that the old programs aren't as strong as they used to be. And I don't know what happened or when it happened or how it came to be, but it just feels like there's such a different energy now. And when I talk to friends, I notice that they're talking a lot about authenticity, of really showing up, like, what is it that I want, you know, or what is it that I need in this moment, or just looking to shed pieces of their life that aren't in alignment with where they are and where they're going. And so I feel like this is, to me, it feels like this is a bigger trend that's coming through, and just a lot of really beautiful energies that are coming in. So anyway, I'm super excited to be part of this movement.
Thanks for sharing. Can you hear the bells? There's the church bells ringing. So I had a healer in Italy that told me, oh, we're going to reattune those bells to, instead of reminding you of Catholicism and what it's done, although there's good aspects of church stuff too, but she was saying, let's have people wake up with those bells. So that's what's happening now. La la. And I liked it because it was an Italian healer saying it. So, you know. You said something, you said a lot of things, all the things I liked, Kim, but I like it that you said something that I haven't vocalized yet. And I do wake up some days, just like you said, and I feel, oh, I'm done with that network of bull BS. I'm done with that one. But you can really feel that it's finally uplifted. And so much so that sometimes I'm walking around and a beautiful thought will pop in my head with self-talk, where usually there's a lot of really bad self-talk that I have, but these beautiful ideas will pop in. I'm saying, whoa, if I have that, then all these other programmings must really be going for good. So I'm happy that you said that, because it just makes it all more real. There was other things that you said too. But I'm really distracted by the bells. So thank you for sharing. And who wants to go next?
May I kind of piggyback just real quick. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease about 1.5 years ago, and it's all been about like detoxing. So detoxing, like I get it, like the psychological parts, the old programming, detoxing my body. It's made my life like incredibly simple because I really didn't have the energy to do anything else. But there's also been a great healing that's been happening, and I feel like my even being here today is part of that. It's just things are really starting to open up in a whole new way. So I'm just really grateful to finally feel like I can get through that old programming at a much faster rate. Like I've been working on it my whole life. I've been a counselor for the last 20 years and taught meditation and yoga. And I just feel like it's finally all coming together, which is a huge relief. So yeah, I just wanted to share that part.
Thank you. I want to amplify it because I am feeling that from this year from now, faster rate. I'm feeling that. And I'm also feeling things are finally coming together. So thank you for saying that. I would love to hear from everyone if you want to. Mom Lynn, her name is Linda Pruker, but I call her Mom Lynn. That's my mother. Oh, I see. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm Mireille, but I'm not used to work with. I'm living in the forest. I'm not used to work with the ordinateur. But I will try. But I cannot put my image on the site.
No worries. Please share away. We can hear you, and we're happy you're here.
Thank you. I'm happy too to share the things together, because if we share all the things together, then we can feel the power, and we can create some things for all the world also, because it's like we are all a little piece of a cake, and we need everything. So I don't know why I do this, but I also have a crystal skin. And I have my own vortex. I'm working with it, and it was he who calls me. It's a black obsidian. There is also a lot of plasma energy, and the native it's the most great initiator. And it's snowing here for the moment, so I could see the snow with all the colors of the rainbow, and like electric, like metallic things. So it was coming in me, and it was all the energy of the cosmos, of the. I like to feel it because you cannot see me. It was coming in, and it was activating the things in my own body. Because for me, everything is in our body, and on all the water of the earth in the caves here, everything was melting together, and it was so beautiful. And then I have also the feeling, like if for the moment I create my own life, but sometimes it's bugging, or it showed me something, and it was an animal who had little animals, and he, like the cat, he have bugs, and then he just moving like this with his body, and then it's feeling. So I go in my garden, I'm moving, and if I feel something with a lot of joy, I just moving, and all my old programations, they become like compost for my new seeds. So it's just to play. And if it is okay for everybody, because it's not my language, it's not so much words, but I just can let feel the energy of the skin who called to participate. and of this beautiful place, because I'm so happy to live here. And to connect with you, because I have the feeling we know all each other.
I love this. I love this feeling. Where are you? Did you tell us?
I'm in the south of France in a little village. I'm living close to the source of Mary Magdalene.
Are you in France?
In French, in
France.
French. Yes.
Oh, exciting. Okay, you said Mary Magdalene, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. And you're in the forest. Okay.
I'm in the forest, but in the valley of a forest.
Okay. And did you say you wanted to say something in French because you wanted? Did I understand?
You like I speak in French?
No, I thought you were saying. I'm trying to understand what you were saying because I couldn't hear well. I'm sorry, my fault.
Okay.
And I thought you were saying, I don't know if you wanted to speak light language or if you're going to speak French, but it sounds like you want to say something in not English. So welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. I felt nature spirits. I felt a high priestess energy and many other energies too, but thank you. Oh, thanks for that beautiful blast. And I'm glad that you were able to make it with internet connection. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you very much also, all of you, just to be together.
Yeah, I think thank you. That's what I was hoping, for all of us to be together, feeling this. Thanks, Mireille. Wait, how do we say your name?
Mireille.
Mireille. Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
It's Belgium. I'm from
Belgium. Belgium, yes. Okay. Ciao.
Bye
Thank you. Bye. Anybody else want to jump in? Otherwise, I'm going to start calling names like a school teacher. I was just going to call you.
You were? Well, I'm multitasking and I just bought the pink plasma dragon that 16 just posted like 2 minutes ago.
What?
I'm feeling left out of the pink plasma group.
Oh my God.
So my experience at the beginning of this year has been I feel like I'm in an incubation. I'm feeling the energy coming in and it's knocking my butt. I mean, I'm just going to work, feeling the energy and like going, oh my God, what's wrong with me? My fields are not staying stable and I'm coming home and sleeping. So part of what this dragon is going to do is help me with that, I think. But so that's really, I don't have a lot going on other than that. And I'm practicing my Syrian languaging.
I'm happy that you shared that because I was trying to explain to a friend what these energies felt like for me. And I've been having extreme highs where I feel like I'm on drugs, or you're just extreme high, and I'm there getting downloads, and I'm used to doing that. But this feels higher and cleaner. But then I noticed that I do crash within the same day, and it's almost getting the good and the bad of these high energies. So the crashing then becomes extreme purging or extreme tired. And so my understanding is, for me, I'm thinking, okay, so I'm a surfer, a galactic human surfing these plasma waves, and I'm getting high, woohoo, but then I'm not stable on the surfboard, so I'm crashing low. Now, when I'm low, I make use of it. I'm purging, I'm getting rid of this gunk inside of me, but I'm like, I'm done with purging. Let's just be happy high all the time. Or integrating the energy. So I'm inviting my guides and everything else, to help us stabilize this energy, which is why we're here today. It's let's catch the energy, which a lot of us are doing, but let's stabilize it too. So that was a big intention.
Perfect. Perfect.
So that you don't have to sleep as much and I don't have to eat as much food. Thank you. Anybody else want to jump on next?
Hi.
Hello.
My name's Sabia. I'm friends with Adrienne. She has known me since I was like a little kid, and I owe a lot of my knowledge base to her. I saw you tag her in this post on Facebook a couple weeks back, and I felt incredibly drawn to this. And at the time, I was actually supposed to be working, and ended up getting COVID this week, so I was able to join. So turns out I was supposed to be here to listen to this, but I didn't even know that 16 was supposed to be involved in this and with you guys. I didn't even know that you guys were all connected, but in this past week, I've been feeling very drawn to her crystal grids, and I actually added her on Facebook and reached out to her via email about her crystal grids and the things that she works with. And I didn't even know until this group started that she was connected to this. So it's kind of funny. I feel like it's all connected. And I definitely know that Adrian and I have lived many lifetimes together, and our souls are very connected. So it feels like hearing everything that you guys are all saying, it feels like everybody's doing some work everywhere, and it's really beautiful to hear that. I still actually just joining this, I feel so connected to everything that you have shared. I recently came back from a plant medicine ceremony in Costa Rica, and it was very meaningful and incredible experience for me. But since returning, I have been connecting with energies and my crystals in a completely different way than I ever have before. And it's cool to hear you guys talk about the pink prism energy that you are feeling, because I went, so it must have been about a week before this Vatican experience on the 6th that I went to Costa Rica and had my experience. But it's interesting that you spoke about the pink crystalline energy, because during my time there, I felt that I was kind of expanding and contracting this pink energy out of their maloka there, based on their altar table that they had, that they were holding space and healing energy. So I feel like that's connected. And since I've been home, I have been kind of like thrust into these deep meditations, deeper than I felt like I've ever really experienced before. And I feel like I attribute that just to the expanded consciousness that is kind of coming through with the plant medicine. But in these meditations, I've even seen like this pink energy, and I feel like it is like coming out of me and through me. And it is so interesting to hear you guys talk about it, and so many different people like anchoring this energy. And it's interesting because as it kind of flows out of me, it feels like it's being fortified. And that's so interesting because I feel like you guys are all saying that you guys are anchoring in this energy too. So I really had no idea that this was going on, and it feels like I'm very connected to it at this point. So it's really wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. You said some words that I wanted to repeat. So first of all, you're in Costa Rica. That's really cool. Oh, wow. A plug-in for Momlin, she can't talk right now, but she deeply connected with Costa Rica and was there a few years back. So that has, it's just one of these anchor points that are buzzing. And you said several things that I'm experiencing too, and the way you were explaining them helped me understand better. So with this pink prism energy, you're saying expand and contract. That's it, because I keep going right, the high and the low, the expand and contract. So I'm hoping that we get to rubber band less and chill out a little bit. And then you said fortitude, and that's something else. You said something about the process and then you're feeling stronger with it. So I'm liking that and I'm feeling that. So I liked how you expressed yourself. So thank you. Yeah. So we have just a few more people that haven't spoken up yet, because when we're all done with sharing, we get to have a potty break, and then we dive deep into the last thing, which is the whole energy kaboom that I just love to do. And I have my, crystal bowls. You can't really see, but it's rainbowy. It has rainbowy stuff. So we have some sound healing and galactic shamanic to do. I'm not sure, Ilknur, if you want to share, or if you're in a position that you can, if you want your voice heard. And
Hi. I can share now a little bit, but I'm kind of moving around. And thank you for this evening. I'm really impressed with all the sharings. Now, regarding this energy, I'm in Turkey, Izmir and surroundings, but I travel a lot. And as a result of that, I found myself in the deserts of Morocco just last week. So there was a lot of anchoring that I felt there, because I've been watching this pink energy, let me say, the PRISM energy for a while, feeling really light. And especially very early in the morning around sunrise and the sunset time, the colors I have not witnessed before at all. And at the same time, with those colors, the energy is extremely strong and very light, and opening my heart especially. I feel that a lot. So as I have been going through these ancient areas, because this is my career, at the temples around my area and some others around the world, I have been feeling this very strong flow of this pink energy, plasma energy, I name it. I have joined some meditations in the last couple of years just by the coincidence of the universe, I would say. Nothing is coincidental. So it is plasma energy, as we call it. Also, I had a chance to work with it in the pyramids of Bosnia, which is our common point with you, Alessandra. So it's been really strong, and I feel that there is a very bright light as we start the morning, unlike before, and gives lots of optimism at the same time. And I think I'm part of the grid worker. We don't have any certification for that, but that's my feeling. And there's no coincidence that we're together, and our meeting is also very interesting. So I think this year, starting from the beginning, even on the 31st day of 2022, we started feeling that very strong. And also, I was able to join you, remember, on the day you were at Vatican. And you just shared with me, so at that Epiphany event. And that was very strong also. And all the symbolism, all the signs that you have gotten were really special to me. So I think we're on the right track, I would say. I do work with crystals, but I don't have skulls, but I have gone through some of those workshops as well. So what Miss Adrienne is sharing is very special, as well as all of the other friends here. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity again for all of us to gather and feel this beautiful strength and witness all of this. And I feel privileged to be able to witness all of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilknur. I like the word privilege because I'm feeling that too. I'm feeling privileged to be with everybody, and I love the sharings. I love Ilknur, you're around these sacred sites and you're seeing them. Oh man, everybody said so many things that I really liked. So Ilknur, you said some things that I'm feeling too, that you're in the early morning, you're seeing the different light like you've never seen before. So I'm actually looking at an incredible sunset right here over the sacred site that I'm at, close to Temple Diana. And I think there's new electromagnetism. There's the recipe changes, right, from site to site, location to location, talking about grid work. And more things I think are coming online. The lightning seems to be striking or in a different way. And actually, there's a new person that I've discovered her work. I think her name is Elizabeth Wood. I don't know enough about her, but I love what she says. And she knows a lot of science things. And she was saying that I don't know how it is that she said it, but there's something about we are seeing lightning like we've never seen it before. So there is something about the physics or geology or the electromagnetism that is really changing on Earth now. That's unusual for it to change in one person's lifetime. So I'm observing this too, and it feels very real because we're observing the physics of this. So it, like you said,
Absolutely.
something, right? And you said something about hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gives my heart a lot of hope and a lot of optimism.
Yeah, the optimism.
Despite all the chaotic situations going around, I feel that it is definitely coming to an end. And all these pink lights and these areas, let's say auras that we observe in the skies, it's like going in through different dimensions at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Yes. I mean, I'm feeling that. I just like how you said it. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And you're holding on a really strong energy in Turkey. There's lots going on.
There's lots going on, and we are certainly groups working together for here and also the world, all of it. So from time to time, I just laugh and say I have an assignment in Asia or in Europe or somewhere, because it happens just a day or 2 days before that I find myself there immediately. So it's really interesting how things unfold. No plans at all, which is very nice.
Spontaneous hearing the call.
Very much.
I'm getting more excited. Thank you. We're getting closer to having our potty break or water break. Doreen, I haven't heard from you. Do you want to share? It would be nice to hear from you. No sound. Can you hear me? Adrian, can people hear me? Yeah, okay.
Yep, hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, so it's hello, who's speaking? Oh. Well, guess what? It's 11 minutes past the hour. Let's take maybe a 10-minute break. It can be a little bit shorter, but let's give ourselves time to move around, get ready to absorb more energies. So in 10 minutes, so 20 past the hour. See you soon. Ciao. Hello, hello. Are we still here?
Hello.
Hi. Great. Okay, Adrian, before I get started, because I need a little bit of time just to make sure that the cat doesn't decide that now's the moment to go bonkers with all my crystal balls. Did you want to say anything before I dive into the galactic shamanic journey for us?
Yeah, just that it was a joy to hear everybody else's shares. And, so much of it, I was like, yes, 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 I'm feeling that too. Like, I love being in a room of masters, which is, I feel like what this is. But yeah, this pink energy, I think it's a game changer. And I know personally, like, I feel like it when people were saying they feel like, oh, it's been affecting me, I feel kind of exhausted, or you're getting these energy symptoms. Yeah, I've been feeling that too. And I don't know if anyone else has felt like emotional in a way. And I feel like it's a gift because these energies are helping us to let go, release, recalibrate and realign in a higher way. So anyway, I'm just very grateful and thank you for everything that everybody said, which I really felt in my heart.
Thank you. I like how you said that. Okay. The cat went upstairs. I'm free. I'm free. Thank you. All right. Let's see. I'm going to turn this sound thing on. All right. So I'm absolutely deeply thankful for the sharing of yourself. Like we all shared ourselves. We shared our deep weird. I mean, really, we did. I think that's another thing about this new year and this pink energy, at least for me. It's just all of a sudden I just felt like sharing more of my weird. And I thought I was moving away from that, saying, oh no, I might be doing some more normal things. I can hear my mother laughing, you're not normal, which she tells me and I absolutely love. So I'm very happy with how openly we all shared. I'm very happy because all of our hearts were so open and sincere. And that means that we all get to share each other's sharing. Sorry, when I hear that stuff, I'm like, oh boy, the fairies are really here. We love them, the sharing of the sharing. And so there's just a lot of ripe energy here for us to be weaving, which we already have been doing. And now let's just see what comes for us. Hold on to your seats. So the intention is for us to be really very comfortable in our mastery of who we are, and just to be even more comfortable with being our multidimensional selves here on Earth now. Maybe a lot of us are grid workers and truth, defenders of the truth. I often use the word warrior, but I don't really mean to enter into duality, but I mean, I love the galactic warrior women or warrior of the light, because to me that word means discipline, focus, and having a certain code of ethics. I mean, it just really means a lot. Also, I'm Aries, so I think we really just use that word a lot. I'm going to see if I can use the drum for, let's just see if it sounds. It's a drum that does not tune. I don't get to tune it. Might be decent. Yeah, okay. So this is for our auric sculpting. This is to connect deeply with Mother Earth. And right now I'm just getting a vision of the temple that I was on yesterday, Palestrina, that was dedicated to, I'm just getting a download right now. Yeah, because the ancient Romans called her goddess fortune, Fortuna, but I was called there by Venus, Venus energy. Lady Venus, goddess Venus, the planet, the star Venus. what I like about Venus is I'm very into galactic energies and frequencies and Antares and other ones. What I like about Venus when she pops up is she feels so safe for me, because so many indigenous people literally all over the world have a deep, intimate connection with Venus, the star. So she feels like she's good for everyone, if that makes sense. So let's just see how Venus is anchoring in these earth energies for us. And I do feel that a focal point, at least for me right now, is deep in the earth under that temple that I'm going to just claim that temple in Palestrina. I'm going to call it the Venus Temple because I'm pretty sure it really was at some point for a few thousand years. You might also have cat energy around, so I'm going to have to navigate that one. Cat energy, well, actually there was lions. Lions were in the sculpture by the Sibyls. So many priestesses were friends with lions. More going on in that one. Feline energy. Allow your body and your aura just to sort of melt into plasma. My understanding of the definition of plasma is it's the fourth state of being, and it merges water, gas, and air. So we're being invited. If you want to play this game, if you want to have this adventure, we are receiving an invitation to go to this temple in Palestrina. I'm naming it the Temple of Venus. And we're being invited to be at that space, deep, deep in the earth beneath that space. So that's going to make us grid workers happy, right? If you're working from that perspective, that feeling, that anchor point. The initial purpose of being there is to start with the concept of protection and filtering. Mother Earth for me has become more and more of an ally in filtering what I want in, bring it more, magnetize that, and what I don't want, just to filter that out, and focusing less on the terminology of protection, because I don't want to shield myself off, and because I recognize I'm really connected to everything. We're all so interconnected, and that can be really, really good. Different beings are wanting to come in and they want me to make odd sounds, and I'm okay with odd sounds, but these are odder. I don't know how to do it. Ooh, maybe there's different dragons that are coming in. And if you're already friends with dragons, or even your dragon self, well, we're getting new ones that are coming in. Or maybe these are new to us now, but we've known them before. Pegasus, horses. Something is dying. Something is dying. We're honoring the death. So much is dying. For me, it's the death of the old world, old worlds, the conquered, colonized worlds. There's probably so many things to appreciate from that, but right now, we are focusing on the death. The temple is aware of deaths. The temple has had many revivals, rebirths, and deaths. Deep, 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 deep beneath that temple is this special anchor point that we're focusing on. And now, from that point, which was Palestrina, under the earth, we're now floating back under the ground to be anchored where we are, in our city, in our country, wherever we are. For me, I'm in Nemi, south of Rome, in Italy, so my anchor point is here. And so I think we gathered some dragons and allies and friends and elementals and goddesses, priestesses. I think we gathered a lot from that place. And now we're bringing it back to our place. Fertilization. Pausing here before I bring the crystal bowl, I see there's messages. I just want to make sure that you can hear me. I don't know how to do that, so I'm just going to keep going. You can hear me? Thank you, Erica. I see you. Thanks. I think that now we're gathering crystals. That's what I'm seeing. I'm honestly seeing a great party. There's so many of our guides and beings, and they're having a great time. They're happy that we have organized this reunion. And so for all of the crystals that we've ever owned, and we're owning now, and we're going to own in the future, and for the very crystal that we're living above, because there's so many crystals in the earth and in the core, we're calling upon all of those. We're calling upon the crystals that we have inside of our pineal gland, the octahedron-shaped crystal, that are thinner than even one of our hairs, very tiny crystals. I also know that we have crystals, I think, inside of our ear somehow. I've just learned that. And really, essentially, we are a giant living crystal, going between crystal and plasma state of being. I also think that the salt and sodium inside of us, that's also a crystal. So, and water itself, isn't water a liquid crystal? So crystal, crystal, crystal. That being said, I'm going to bring in this crystal bowl for all of our crystals. Kurete ananata halanata iketo. Mata yetananata ikete nenek. Ueta. Ioto to teshnata itanai. So light language is phenomenal because my understanding of light language is that you're receiving whatever attunement and message is important and attuned to you. As I dove into that light language, I felt a crystal being from Venus talking to us with great authority. So I'm going to keep bringing that in. Yalakatitan ara tapananante ketu unanakait. Yonakahanataitan ilunokot yana. Yanatata limanaka ha ha ha. Well, I think she was saying We've been watching and looking and loving you. And we're seeing so many openings inside of you, so many frequencies coming online that we're diving in and taking advantage of this, seeding our frequency back into the earth, back into your hearts, back into your crystals, whether they're in your body or in the lake and oceans that you might be living by, or all the physical crystals that you have. Crystals. You look at I think this crystal being, who's very proud in a good way, because we're learning how to have healthy pride within us, is saying that we will soon be discovering different kinds of crystals that we have in our bodies through the scientific route also. And they were very happy. Well, you're going to discover more. Our focus and invitation is to permeate this energy. We permeate it, it permeates us, and we become one with this plasma love pink heart invitation. It's an ongoing invitation to surf these waves and become these waves. Yes. This felt like an Ontarian being that's happy to say that he, she, it, the collective that they're connected with, are part of also a Venus Ontarian station, more towards Venus. I think she is saying that many of us have come from far and will be traveling far in our hearts and consciousness. Think more like weaving, reweaving the universe, reweaving the earth, reweaving ourselves. I'm getting such a blast of confidence. I'm feeling the confidence of these beings so far, the Venus beings and the Ontarian collectives. And the Ontarian collective is saying, you're all badasses, we're badasses, more badassery's coming, just let it be, just acknowledge yourselves. And they made it sound real easy and matter of fact. Ontarian collective is being really strong but deeply loving and saying, hey, wake up, take advantage of everything, be confident because you are so big. We're big, you're big, and you just have a small window of time to wake up and do things more because you're just going to move on. You're going to move on from Earth. You're going to move on from this galaxy. You're going to move on from stuff. And then you're going to say, why didn't I do what I wanted to do? I think she's saying, it just feels like a collective. It's just them, maybe with a spokesperson saying, well, we're here for you. We'll hold this frequency of lifting you up, but we shouldn't because you're already up there, but you psychologically need to feel that we're lifting you up. So we're going to do it. We're holding space for you, but you are us. You understand us, you are us. So you're just poised for such incredible opportunities and events and changes and shifts, and talk about galactic history, human history, Earth history. Whew. That was a big download of who we are, where we're going, and we are deeply connected to where we are going. it's already there. We are already there. But it has to be woven in with focus and precision in this that we are doing on Earth. So from the perspective of the beings or frequencies I just brought in, they were massive, and they were deeply admiring what we are doing and how big we are on the soul level and how much we're doing that we don't remember. But it was part of this message of snap in, snap out, like go, be confident now in this really good way, because it's almost the idea of acknowledging everything and everyone in the universe on this planet has a role. That role is specific. It's not by coincidence. Everything is synchronized, and there's a sacredness in every aspect of that role. And they're saying, if you would know what you're on the soul level, what your role is, which I use the word, what is your secret soul identity? Well, if you would know that more, you'd be walking around with more pride and just more, it's just this healthy confidence, because with that healthy confidence and posture, then your heart, literally, it's like saying your chest space has more opening in your heart, and maybe you're less affected by things, or you're just projecting more of you. I think that's what they were trying to say. So we are on Earth now and on Venus. Adrian, were you going to say something? So we are on Venus and on Earth and in our home spaces, and we are being very much loved, supported, and assisted to anchor in what it is that we're wanting to anchor in. This is conscious and subconscious, but it's the higher good frequencies within us, our higher self that's saying, oh, give me some of this, I'll take some of that, I'm going to take some of that. And so it's almost as though we're in a herbal garden or a library, grabbing things that we've been missing for this lifetime, and we want it now. We want these resources and things. We have them, they're ours, and we're going to just take them and hold on to them. Oh, I'm seeing some geometries around us. I see that we, at least personally, I think each of us are, it's as though we're standing within a triangle, but it's the downward pointing triangle. And now as I'm looking at it, it makes me think of goddess Isis and the vulva. And I'm like, okay, focusing on divine feminine energy, but balancing everything, even the divine masculine, of course, to help us really bring in a whole new level of balance on Earth. But again, right now, I keep seeing this Venus energy as we're standing in an upside down triangle. Oh, and I'm feeling the pink, and I'm feeling the prism, and I'm feeling a magenta, actually, anchoring things down into the earth, into our bodies. Something's happening with our bodies. There is I don't know, more of a receptivity, more of a cohesion within our body, within the body, the tissue, the cells, the mitochondria, the molecules, the protons and neutrinos, all the different words, because there will always be words. The little tiny stuff inside of us, and it almost doesn't all matter because it's all merging and melting, and to me, it looks like melted quartz because that looks like plasma. And we are, right now, as I speak, we're all getting more capable of holding these frequencies that in the end, they're home. They're home to us. I'm going to take a pause so that we can stay in these higher frequencies. Adrian, were you going to say something? Because I think I heard something, and now Now it's okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't have an intention to say anything. I was just enjoying the energy.
Okay, just making sure we got everything going. All right. I'm going to keep sharing what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is that there's a lot of sacred sites on the earth that each one of us are connected to. We've either traveled to it physically or dreamt about it, wanting to go. That's already a psychic connection, telepathic connection with the sacred sites. And right now I'm just seeing all sorts of things popping up online. So what I'm seeing is I keep being brought back to the Temple Palestrina, Temple of Venus, and I keep seeing things popping off of it, and it's connecting, it's spouting out fireworks, pink fireworks, but I know that that's a show for me, but I think what I'm seeing is, again, any sacred site that you have been to physically or want to go to and dreamt of or had a poster of, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go to the ancient Egyptian pyramids, anything, or Machu Picchu, all this stuff, they're all lighting up through our connections. Now, in addition to all of that, through this interconnected grid that I'm seeing, pink plasma grid, I'm also seeing something that's really exciting. We all have, right next door to us, in our own backyards, we have secondary sacred sites, right? Minor ones, smaller ones. They're not minor, they're just as important, but they just haven't been maybe as worked by ancient humanity, or maybe they have, and we just don't know. So I'm seeing this boom, 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 all lights lighting up, and this interlinking. Okay, I am feeling an infusion of energy coming to us specifically to pour in attention. So I'm going to explain the mechanics. In these sacred sites that we're living on or we are around, and I'm saying walking distance or maybe a short drive from our houses are sacred spots for us to discover or uncover. For some of us, we might walk by and it might be a tree. We know that tree is sacred. Honestly, every part of Earth is, but you know what I'm saying. It might have a ley line, it might have a crossing of energies. There's something. Even if it's simply ethereal and we see a giant crystal in the tree, that's it. There's things that are coming online. Or if you're aware of the ley lines down below. But we are now being invited to be open to that. Some of us might know of places right nearby, open to this. And now I think I'll bring in some of the crystal bowls to have this infusion to make more sacred, more spots around the earth. It's kind of like tapping into secondary chakras or meridians in our body. So since I was physically at the Temple of Venus in Palestrina, I'm seeing that one is shooting up energy, fireworks that it's bringing in from Venus, and it is creating connection dots. So receive a firework from Palestrina, from the Temple of Venus. It's as big as a mountain. So maybe even think of mountains or lakes right next to you, or ocean, or behind your back in your backyard, or the tree, but receive that firework. And either you already know where it's going, or you'll be shown soon. We're going on our own adventures. Crystals are being connected again, so we might have special crystals. There's also etheric crystals just to conjure up and work with, and to be bringing to our secondary, although just as important, sacred sites in our local area. Okay, I'm now seeing a complete interconnection. I'm seeing layers and layers. I'm seeing lots of ley lines and veins within the earth. They can be geomagnetic power spots of ley lines. They can be underwater rivers. There's also something as galactic ley lines. So, for example, I've become aware that I was going to say Aldebaran, but there's also Antares. It just came online. Specific lines from the stars weaving roadways, pathways, veins in the earth. I'm seeing that. So when people talk about ley lines, I'm like, which ones? Which kind? There's so many. The only ones that so many of us know about is Michael Mary ley line somewhere in England going to the pyramids. I'm like, there's so many more. So I really don't know of anybody that's writing them in books. So you have that book and knowledge inside of you. We all do right now. And just think of this multiple, again, I'm feeling a sandwich effect of all these ley lines beneath. Then somehow we are intersecting ley lines with our geometry coming inside of us that we are emanating from us. I can see us as a tube torus. And then there's just these ley lines above. You know, sometimes if people are aware of chemtrails, well, actually, I see ley lines like that. And they're actually more magnificent to look at. So that straight line that chemtrails do, I actually see some that are... they're not the chemtrails, but I see lights of energy that look straight like that, but they're geometric. They're very beautiful. They're sacred geometry. They're balanced and they're emanating. So there's just a lot of stuff that's happening. And if I keep looking up, then there's these air ley lines and air currents. And it just keeps going up. And I just feel these lattices, grids, networks. It's laces. It's sheets of lace that are interconnecting. And suddenly, I don't know where my body is because it's just so connected even to these micro minerals and the plants and just lots of things. I just felt like someone touched me. So we're absorbing, receiving, and we're so interconnected with all these different kind of ley lines, lattices, I'm seeing them, that our body gets to have so much more support, and there's so much less stress and tension in our bodies this year onwards as we continue to bring in light and plasma, water and liquid crystal inside of us at a different level, at a different rate. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up as we're still marinating in this energy. This is a Venus energy that is saying, we knew you could make it, you've made it, you've come here, you've been there, now you're doing this. This is what we were hoping for you. So mission accomplished, whatever you thought this was going to be, from the Venus frequencies, we've done it. Now it's our job to ground and integrate and come back. So disengaging from the intensity, but knowing that we've made the links with all of those frequencies we can work with again if we want to. So we worked with Antares energy rays. We worked with Venus rays. I'm always bringing in crystalline plasma rainbow energy from Aldebaran Stargate. So that's coming in. We were given buzzwords like trees or crystals, the earth herself, and then pinpoints for us to work on if we want to, safe places for us to go to, like the Temple of Venus in Palestrina or deep, deep, deep under the earth. So moving our hands if we want to come back, and our feet too. And I'm going to look at the chat and see what's going on as you're coming back. Okay, so as you're coming back, catching up on the chat, thank you. Adrian sent the link. Sixtina really does her business on Facebook. She does have a website. Oh, Jonathan and Jen are joining with the crystal bowl. Thank you. Edmonton in Canada. Thank you, Gridding. Oh yeah, and Ilknur is at sacred sites. Okay, turning off the chat because I don't know how to manage it too well, but I want to see your names. All right, so opening up for sharing. I can't see you, but Jonathan and Jen, do you want to show the crystal bowl? Do you want to play it now so we get to hear you?
Yeah, I can do a little bit just so you can hear.
How are you guys feeling? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I felt kind of a lot of different things through that process. The space we went into felt really close, like not close, but more like what's that, like when you're close with people, like intimate. That's what it felt. The temple space, it was like small and intimate, but very vast at the same time, but it was really connected. So thank you for that. Yeah, and I could feel almost like I could see the geodes and crystals in the earth lighting up, almost like as if you were to see lightning in the sky, kind of like how it goes and flares up and goes out. I could see the geodes doing that, like through the earth, how there's these veins of crystals and geodes lighting up, just like pulsing.
That makes sense. I was seeing I was shown different things at different times and then they go offline because it's too much, but that makes sense. A whole other vein system. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Thank you. Gosh, I love hearing people's visions because it's like, yeah, there's more going on. So thanks for your crystal ball. Thanks.
Thank you for hearing me.
Well, I want to hear from Adrienne because I kept thinking that you were going to talk.
Hi, sorry, I don't know what happened there. I thought I was on mute. Maybe I wasn't, but wow, that was beautiful. There was so much going on and I'm still like coming back from it. But okay, those dragons that were coming in at the beginning, yeah, it was like there was a whole other flavor of dragon or new specialists coming in. And it was interesting because I felt like it was like a dragon distribution system, right? Like they were bringing in these cosmic energies and weaving them in through the different grid systems that are all newly popping online. There was that. And then I was really feeling the part about the crystalline upgrade, the crystals within ourselves, the crystals on the planet and in our possession, that, yeah, there's like something that we were doing. It felt like everything was getting more stabilized, coherent, crystallized, grounded. But I really started feeling another one of my star beings come in, and it was this one. I don't know if you can tell, but you know, this is Aurora, right? And she's my Aldebaran one. So I was feeling this Aldebaran frequency that was coming in. And what she was saying is that, because one of the things this Aldebaran skull does is she upgrades, she keeps all of the crystals in my room upgraded with the newest frequencies. Yes. So I feel like they were working together to update the crystalline vibration on this planet with the new incoming energies. And that felt really, really cool. And then I love the part where we could tune into our own power spots that are nearby. And it was interesting because, you know, there's the whole pink granite piece that's been popping up in this discussion, right? The pink obelisk granite. And then there's an obelisk where in that palace that, the temple you were just describing. Well, I was thinking about here locally, we've got Enchanted Rock. You know, for those of us Texans here that are in Central Texas, we've got Enchanted Rock, which is like a huge pink granite batholith. And I felt like that was linking in, you know, with all of this pink frequency. Then also, of course, we have our Texas State Capitol building, which is also made out of pink granite and is a dome, not a natural one. So I'm like, boom, let's bring that love frequency right where it's needed into the governments, man. Let's just like shake it all up and like fix it. We got some issues in Texas anyway. So there was just a lot of beautiful stuff happening. I feel like upgraded. So thank you.
I just like everything you said. I'm like, yes, yes, exactly that. Oh my gosh, yeah, upgraded. You said Dragon Distribution Center. Yes, that's what it felt like. I'm like, more dragons, different kinds. That crystal upgrade, and then you said stabilize. So yeah, so I definitely feel mission accomplished, even if I don't know what all the missions were. Thanks. Well, we don't have to go around right now. This was the end, essentially. We got the juice. We got to share. So we can basically wind down. I'm going to go eat lots of food. And it's just like, oh boy, I'm feeling giggly. Lots of food. I was just saying, usually, oh, I'm feeling drunk. Woo! Whoa! Oh, hold on. Yeah, I guess talking about food was, I was going to say I was going to have several desserts, but I shouldn't talk about food. It's making me too happy. Woo. So last call, if anybody, I'm so drunk. Woo. If anybody else wants to share, I see you, Kim.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for putting on this beautiful event. The energies were amazing, and I just loved all of the sharing. I would certainly second just the high frequency and feeling invigorated and just really beautiful energies flowing through. And during that session, I was really seeing just these like places lighting up where all of us are, and lines connecting and just the waves reverberating out from those places to encompass the globe. And it felt really beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you. You're all saying just such great things. I'm thinking, oh, thank you. So Kim, what you said just made me feel like, oh, thank God that I'm not playing by myself and I'm not having my imaginary friends and I'm just having my imaginary visions. Because the way you worded it, I'm like, oh, good. It made me feel like the energy is being grabbed and received and that the earth is feeling it. So thank you for saying lots of good things and being a witness, if that makes sense. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, we are wrapping up. I think people usually say move if you can. And honestly, I think Qigong, is it Qigong? Tai Chi? Or is these soft, flowy movements in our joints. If you can be in water and swim, that's great. Otherwise, take long showers if you can. Although if you're in California, you're not allowed long showers. But really, there's something with water and drinking lots of water, of course. But woo, really decompress, be in nature if you can. But we've gotten... You know what? We're so masterful, we don't realize what we've accomplished, but we accomplished something really big. And I keep seeing us as crystals absorbing and also as acupuncture points, right? So puncturing different points, releasing and releasing this energy. Also, I always often hear words time release. And Kim, you used the word invigorated. I love that because that also reminds me of the word stamina. Stamina is connected with this Aldebaran energy that I bring in. I've downloaded it into 4 crystals and these codes that I'm bringing in. You don't have to buy them. You don't have to have them physically. I'm just sharing how I do things. I work with them etherically, and so this is saturated with the Aldebaran energy, which is about invigoration and stamina. And I'm hoping that we have, I think we will, and we are having more stamina so that we don't get knocked off, right? I think it was the other Kim that was saying this, and I'm calling it the rubber banding. I would like to be invigorated, stay in that space, and again, not get it as knocked off and, you know what it is? And be rejuvenated. But you know what I mean? Rejuvenating the frequencies. And all of this for the earth. Because all that we're doing here, and I know a lot of us do this, we're doing it for ourselves, but we're really doing it for the earth, right? I just kept hearing the words grid working in all these layers. So thank you, Kim. I think I could be here all day. I'm definitely feeling drunk, so I should just get off and go eat. But last call. It's really bad because I can't call on my mom because she can't talk, and that's very sad. Because she's participating, but she can't communicate. I think Mullen. I see you, Erica.
Oh, are you going to be doing this again? This was incredible.
I don't know how to answer because I always do things randomly, and this is yes. The answer is yes. I don't know what this is though. You know what I mean? Yes. And I think you'll be seeing me and Adrian, and maybe one day we'll get Sixtina on, but I don't know. But she's still part of all this, which Sixtina made a grid for this event. So go check it out. So more of this, whatever this was, but you'll see me and Adrian. So yeah. All right, everybody, big hugs. Soon there'll be a replay. I'm seeing hi from everyone. Ciao, ciao, ciao. And the replay can get us high again too. So thank you for being here.
Goodbye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay.